Common question I get is, hey, Joe, what do you do all day? You're retired. What fills your time? It seems like it would be awful boring to be retired and not have a job to go to, something to accomplish, some schedule. Do you sit around all day? Do you go on vacation all the time? What's it look like? Well, I thought I would just describe my day today. I woke up about 8 o'clock. I used to be a 4:30 in the morning person. I used to exercise before I went into work. But I now get a little over 9 hours of sleep a night. And with that, I never take a nap during the day. I never accidentally fall asleep watching a baseball game or anything like that. I digress a little bit, but good night of sleep. 9 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. Then I always begin with exercise. Today was a running day. It's about an hour and 45-minute program by the time I stretch, I run, and cool down. Okay, so let's say we're at 10 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock, I actually had a call with a viewer, set up a call with a guy that we've been exchanging emails regarding, Social Security, regarding some taxes, and you just sound like a great match. And so we had a little over an hour phone call today, just laughing and talking. And this gentleman was still working, but wanted to pick my brain on a few things, and I picked his brain on a few things, and maybe got a couple video ideas from talking to him. And his experience reminded me a little bit of mine. So, now it's lunch. And so I made something for lunch and talked with my wife a little bit. My daughter, my granddaughter were around, so we're kind of doing that. And then I actually had planned on doing just some email work, correspondence with friends, things like that in the afternoon. But my daughter's friend came over. And normally, when I was working, I have to get things done. I would have cut grass or had some task to do, but I just sat around and we laughed about old times. And I just hung out with her for an hour and a half. Then I had some Park Pals business. That's one of the nonprofits I belong to. I've been the president of Park Pals for 4 years, and beginning about 2 weeks ago, I'm now the vice president, which I'm thankful for. We had a new member step into that role. And I'm leading an effort for the United Way Day of Caring, where the United Way sponsors community events on this particular day, September 20th. And we have 20 people coming to work on our parks, so I kind of was organizing that. And that took, a little over an hour. I actually met some people that are going to be doing the work, some leaders from a local manufacturer. They're sending 20 people to help us out in the parks. I met with them, showed them the work. We talked about tools, things like that. Then I actually went over to the new president of Park Pals, her house, to talk through some of my experiences of being president. That took about another hour. And then I came home and made a video that's going to be released tomorrow. That took me, another hour or so. And then it's supper time. Talk a little bit, play with Everly, my grandchild, tell stories, laugh a little bit, take the dog outside, little things like that. Eat supper. Actually, this camera's mounted up on a gas grill. I cooked some bratwurst tonight, bratwurst and sauerkraut, a little nice German dish there. And so I'm making this video in the evening. Sometimes I make 2 videos and I time release them so that, I know when the audience is looking at videos. The analytics for YouTube they're just great. So I kind of time in with when you're tending to watch these videos. I'll probably release this one Sunday morning at 5 a.m. Central. But that's kind of my day. It's coming up here on 7 o'clock, probably lounge around with my family a little bit, talk a little bit. That's kind of a typical day in retirement. I work on what I want, when I want, and it's extremely flexible. And that's what retirement means to me. you got to spend your time on something. Okay, I want to contribute somehow. So I belong to Park Pals. You know, I'm a vice president now of that. I paint for Habitat. I help my granddaughter. I help babysit her about 4 hours a day. And this YouTube channel gives me purpose. And that's how I choose to spend my time. What I love about the YouTube channel is it's super flexible. I can make videos in a day. I can make them in the evening. I can make them on the weekend. I can make 3 in one day and time release them. I can not make any for a week, sometimes 2. So it's on my schedule when I'm inspired, usually from talking to a viewer or a comment. So that's what a day looks like for me. Now, travel takes up a big part of our year. I think I just mentally counted the number of weeks Lisa and I are traveling this year. It's going to be either 12 or 13 weeks, so planning those trips take up a lot of time. I enjoy doing that, a lot of details to work out. Our big trip was Alaska. We just got back from. We're getting ready to go to Florida. I've got another trip to California coming up. So we're in heavy travel time right now. So there you go. That's what a typical day of retirement looks like for me. It's kind of busy, actually. I can't imagine being bored. When somebody says they're worried about being bored or they are bored in retirement, that's like speaking another language to me, because I'm not even close to that. There are most days I would like a little bit less to do, and I control that. But I have a few days, perhaps in the winter, more prone in the winter when there's less outside activities going on, that I need to lean on other hobbies like my discussion group, study group. I spend a little more time probably on YouTube learning things, a little more inside house projects. It's a little bit more difficult in the winter. The summertime just flies by and I'm pretty occupied with things. Another thing that I want to highlight from today is you get to spend a lot more time in your relationships. This was a friend of my daughter's, but while I was working, I would have just sat down in the middle of a day and spent an hour and a half talking to a friend of my daughter's. I just wouldn't have done that, because it has nothing to do with my relationship with this girl or lady. It's more that I had too many things to do. And now I got plenty of time. If I can't get to something today, there's always tomorrow. I can always push something out if something more exciting presents itself. So there you go, typical day.